it's Rhythm 93.7. This, of course, is the Morning Drive. Today being Tuesday, 11th day of June 2024. My name is Bruce Lucas, wannabe. Actually, my name is Zubi, and Bruce is unavoidably absent again. Rosemary, I know it's your birthday today, so happy birthday, Rosemary Kiago of Olotu Square. It's been a pleasure doing this thing side by side. So today we're going to be moving quickly because we're going to be looking at online and tutoring and the benefits so far. Those who are in the business or scheme of online tutoring, what it's about, how you listening can be part of it if you're skilled for it. I have with me, let me start with the lady, Ms. Blessing Oreri. She's an online tutor at Ting Tots. Good morning.
Good morning. Nice to be here.
Yeah, good. And also Mr. Obina Ihe Kona. I'm supposed to know how to pronounce this, man. Ihe Kona. Data professional as a freelancer, and is also an online tutor at Super Prof. Never heard of that before. That's new. I only know Upwork and the others, Udemy, but like I said, we're here to learn. So this is the Started Up show with Bruce Lucas, but he's not here. All right, so let's start with how did you get started with online tutoring? Let me start with the lady, Blessing.
Okay, I started tutoring online due to my love for technology and education. I've been an educator for the past 8 years.
Okay.
So doing the physical teaching was not really giving me what I wanted. So I had to switch eventually to tutoring online. And that has been more beneficial and more eye-opening for me. So that's how I started. I ventured into it. It's been 2 years and it's been growing good.
Okay, what about you, Iken Obina, rather? What about you?
All right, thank you very much.
Yes.
Good morning, everyone. So I ventured into online tutoring around 2019, but really kicked off in full steam during the COVID pandemic when everyone was stuck at home, right? And I usually had a passion for teaching from usually class sessions during my university days. So I was like, okay, I wonder if I can take it up a notch. And I started with AutoCAD tutorials, and eventually to data analytics, and the full scheme is out there on Data Prof. So I teach quite a bit of subjects and all that. But also mentioned that my freelancing. So it's been wonderful for over 4 years now.
Okay.
Tutoring online.
Okay, so let me come back to Blessing. What is Ting Tots?
Okay, so Tiny Tot is an educational
Is it
platform.
tiny or ting?
It's tiny.
Slap yourself, Zoe. So this is Tiny Tots.
Tiny Tot, yes.
Okay, shoot.
Okay, so Tiny Tot is an educational platform where we tutor K-12 children around the globe. So we have international clients from UK, US, Canada, wherever.
Is it your platform or
Yes, it's my
okay,
platform.
it's yours, okay.
Okay, so we have trained teachers, we have students also available on the platform. So that's it.
Okay, that's beautiful. So it's like your own form of Udemy, yeah?
Yeah, but
Okay.
we're starting small, so we're almost there. We're getting there.
That's good to know. What about Super Prof?
Okay,
Is
so-
it yours too?
No, it's not mine.
Okay.
All right. So SuperProf is an educational learning platform, right, for peer-to-peer learning. So
Okay.
it's like this now. You have a skill or something you're passionate about teaching, and you can just register on there, and anyone around the globe can just reach out to you, depending on geography, price points, and years of experience, and
Okay.
just link up with you. So it's kind of like a Facebook marketplace for teaching and
For
learning.
teaching, yeah? What's the full website address?
Superprof.com.
.com.
Yeah.
.com.ng.
Yeah, because the URL is location specific. So there's Superprof for
Dot-
US, Superprof around the
Okay,
world. So
okay.
for Nigeria, it's .com.
You know,
page, I think.
you know what really slaps me about this whole thing, and it makes me laugh. The average Nigerian doesn't believe that teachers are super smart.
Yeah.
Have you been when they hear that you're a teacher, like they just get money, reach, but the opposite is the case.
That's true.
Teachers are super smart, super smart. The problem is they are not really rewarded as they should. They're not getting what they ought to get. Otherwise, man, for you to be the building block for others, especially human beings, you have to have the passion, and you also have to be super smart. So first of all, I want to say congratulations to both of you.
Thank you.
Because what you're doing is exceptional. Most times they say the reward of the teacher is in heaven. I disagree.
I disagree too.
It ought to be here. Yes, no. if you make the governor who he is today, why should the reward be somewhere else? But he's here chowing. Okay, so let's talk. You talked about your platforms, and it's beautiful. And but I wanted to ask you why you chose them. You've already explained a bit. There's a particular age grade you cater for, Tiny Tots.
Yes, from K to 12. That's
What's
like kindergarten
Okay.
to year 12. That's more like our SS3 here.
Okay.
But they will call it either year 12 or grade 12.
Okay.
Okay, so that's from kindergarten to grade 12.
Okay. Why did you choose yours?
To be honest, I was just looking for an opportunity, and SuperPro was just the first platform that came up. So it's not like there was any epiphany, it was just like first. And then I obviously just resonated with it because of how they reach a global audience. So it's not like Nigeria.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So,
Do they pay in dollars or in naira?
so remember I said it's
Dot com, no, dot .ng, so it's
Yeah.
obviously in naira.
It's no. The thing is that you can state your price in naira, but let's say, for instance, someone from the UK or the US reached out to you because of cross-border payment. They might actually pay you in dollars. You just
Okay.
have to have a way of receiving it. And
Okay, and it's legal money.
yes, legal.
What about you?
Both naira, both dollars were acceptable.
Pounds. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The birthday girl wants to know more. So let's talk about how you structure a typical tutoring session. I noticed something as a kid growing up. Usually, I prefer learning in the mornings.
Yeah.
Once the sun comes up, let me be. I just want to be alone. So, you've been doing it for some time, and I know mostly your medium is online. So you teach children.
Yeah.
Are they more open to learning in the morning or when it's cooler than when it is hotter? How does it work for you?
Okay, first off, the children learn what the idea behind what we're doing is like an after school lesson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so 1 hour after school, because we believe that consistency is key. So the more consistent they are learning, the more they become better at what they do. So
Okay.
that consistency is what we are trying to achieve with these children. So learning 1 hour after school can go a long way. It's more like adding little drops of water to make a mighty ocean. That's what we're looking out for. So
Okay.
that consistency helps them, their problem solving, their critical thinking. We don't really go into what you do in the classroom.
Okay.
Yeah, so we look out for their problem solving abilities, critical thinking abilities, reading, writing. These are the areas we focus on.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's smart. What about you, Ubina?
Well, I cater to a wide range of age groups. So,
Okay. Which subjects do you teach?
so I teach Python. I teach data analytics as a course, and
Okay.
up until recently, I was teaching AutoCAD. But
So there's no math English in your
No,
sphere.
no, it's not.
That's basic.
so it's more like what's it called now? Job ready courses, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. So
But on this Super Prof,
Yes.
do you have spaces for math, English, and all that? Or
Yes,
it has
there-
okay
yes,
everything?
Yes, there are even hobbyist skills you can learn. So something like chess or guitar playing and all the stuff you can actually
Wow.
enlist to teach that.
This World Wide Web is vast. Okay, so let's talk about tools and resources. Which ones do you find most effective for online tutoring?
Okay, so most of our classes are like video forward, right? So
Okay.
we usually use a collection of tools depending on the preference of the students as well. So I could use something like Google Meet to establish a class.
Okay.
There's also Zoom, and then a collection of other tools that I can use. So if you pay for the premium version of Google, there are ways you can, structure a kind of classic platform for them to also you could do something called Google Class.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure you've heard of it. So like you can just say, okay, I'm enlisting you as a student. You have access to all the resources here and everything, and you can use a variety of other resources to expedite the class.
Okay. What about you, Blessing?
Okay, so majorly I use Google Meet and Zoom, okay, because they have the ability to share screen, we share our slides, we share
Okay.
our teaching activities there also. And again, I noticed some AI tools that are coming up now are really helpful, like Kahoot, Currypod, Academic AI. All these, they help to stimulate their thinking processes as well.
All individual apps they are.
They are individual apps, yeah.
Okay,
So-
but they can work with.
yeah, we alternate them. Sometimes we
Okay.
use, sometimes to like today I could use Kuri, tomorrow I could use Kahoot. It depends on what it is, but it just has to do with helping them to think, using the AI ability to help them to think, and then we work together like that.
So it means as a teacher, as a tutor, you also need to improve your.
Yeah, definitely. You're learning every day. Sometimes I learn on the job. Like yesterday, my kids asked me a question I've never heard before. I had to sit down, rethink again, and then give them a proper answer. So you're learning on your feet, and you have to be prepared. You're always prepared. You're always prepared.
Why then do adults think children are not smart?
Oh.
Okay, so let's talk about how you keep them engaged. You've talked about some of the AI tools, things. How do you keep them engaged, especially from the K to the grade 12?
Okay, so majorly we allow them to communicate. Okay, because if you keep talking as a teacher, they get tired.
Okay.
Yeah, so when you give them the avenue to communicate with you, and they are engaged, you won't even know that their hours passed, because they too, they are also actively participating in the communication that you guys are having, or in the lesson you guys are having. So that way you have their full attention and you're able to deliver, and they'll get something even better because they are giving you the response that you're expecting to get.
What about, sorry, let me stay with it. What about when you're maybe having this class with a child, and then her younger one comes around to tickle her? How do you manage situations like that?
Okay, so first of all, we have class rules. When you join my
Okay.
class, yes, we have class rules. So the rules, your parents both the parents and the children are aware of the rules. So when it's time to learn, they know that it's not like it doesn't happen. It happens because on video sometimes it happens. But most time I call them to order. Do you remember our rules? What are our rules? And then they stick it and they remember. Oh, please, you're disturbing me. Don't do that. And then they leave.
Okay.
The sibling leave, and they will continue our classes. So that's just it.
What about you? I know you don't deal with children, but adults too can get tired.
Yes, adults can get tired and also quite engaged with other activities. So for instance, I was teaching a mother of 2, and her kids are quite hyperactive. The fact that you'll be teaching and be like, "Mommy, what about the thing you were cooking for us?" And you're like, I'm learning, And what you do is that you kind of have to be patient, right? Because it can be quite disconcerting, like having all that. So you just have to be patient, and then you also have to walk around their own, should I say, constraints, and say, okay, I know that we don't have enough time as you'd like. Why don't I give you a project, or why don't I give you something to follow up? Because they can do a self-paced kind of learning, and then you can just circle back and follow up on that. Yeah.
Now, in your own case, Obinna, most people who obviously be part of your class are doing it because they need to pass an exam, professional exam, and then so that they can improve their CV and get bigger, better jobs.
Yeah.
And for the so we know what the targets are. The target is obviously to make more money.
Yes.
But for you, yours might be a blessing. Now, yours obviously would be to pass their exams. But how do you assess them? How do you check that they're doing well?
Okay, so we have a range of assessments. So first of all, when you enroll in the platform, we ask, are you enrolling your child because of an exam, or you want the child to get better or improve in a particular aspect? Could be maths, could be English, could be science. So we ask such questions. And then in that process, we know where we are going to focus on. So sometimes it can be, sometimes it could be the academic focus. Sometimes it could be the communication focus. Sometimes it could be the reading focus. So it depends. How we assess them is by the way they get better doing what
the targets were.
Yes, meeting up the targets. So we have daily targets, we have monthly targets, we have weekly targets. So that's how we also do assessments as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Obinna, tell me, how do you manage time effectively during online sessions?
So managing time, I mean, let's say for instance we have like time blocks and say, okay, we're going to do this for 2 hours. There's always going to be like critical phases. Like for instance, whenever I start my class, I always have to recap the previous class. That's for like 10 minutes. And it's to make sure they follow through on the previous lessons. Then once that's done, you then test them on, let's say, introductory session of what you are trying to introduce to them. So like you have like an effective strategy of saying, okay, within this time blocks, we're going to be testing for it. So kind of like what we are doing here, right? You already have like time blocks of, okay, I'm going to use 5 minutes, ask this question and all that. it's the same method we also use for our students. So that's that.
What
And
about
then-
you, Blessing?
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, we have starter activities. That's to, children love something that gets them engaged, especially my group classes. You see them really happy to be part of that starter activity. So
Okay.
sometimes they come in like 10 minutes before the time.
Okay, because
Yeah,
they will have fun.
because then they know that they're going to have fun, so they come earlier. And when they come in, sometimes I'm playing music or I'm welcoming them to class, and then the ones that come early have fun with me before. So that's how. Then from there we go on. We have our recap, and then go into the lesson of the day, and we finalize. I give them activities, homework, and the rest of it, and that's how we do it.
What you just mentioned now really struck home. A few years ago, I was privileged to get trained by some foreigners. What the tutor does before the class starts, we're all adults.
Yeah.
He plays hip hop instrumentals only for like 30 minutes. He's a white guy, so obviously he dances off beat. So we'll laugh at him. But before you know it, you spend 6 hours, and then in between the 6 hours, there are breaks, just
Yeah.
hip hop beats alone. But I noticed that the learning and teaching was smoother.
Of backups. You have MTN, Airtel, like add Glo, add Spectra, add everything. And
Okay, just have
that's
all of
what-
them.
I'll just have all of them because one of them would always stay in your whites.
What about you?
Yeah. Okay. Just like Mr. Rightly said, I have a range of them.
Okay.
So I have MTN, I have Airtel, I have Glow, and then when the power goes out, I have my ring lights, I have my power banks, I have my both laptop power bank. So everything, so that you just know that you're not, because when you keep rescheduling classes, the parents begin to feel like you're not serious. So
Okay.
you have to always be ready. So these
Okay.
are-
So final question.
Yeah.
What advice do you have to give anyone who wishes to start out as an online tutor?
Okay, so
Blessing you.
first of all, I would say, do not be afraid to start. Do not be afraid to. It's a big market. You have a lot of children that are willing to learn. You have a lot of people that are learning every day. We learn every day. Yeah, so it's a big market. You just have to start. Get your devices that are needed. First of all, you get a laptop, get your headset, get your device, your modem, whatever it is that you could use for internet access, and then start sourcing out for clients. When I started looking out for teaching platforms, and I got one. High Prep was where I started from, and then they helped me move forward and taught me almost everything I know and I'm using now.
Okay. What about you, Obinna?
Well, so if you want to get started and you know your heart is in it, I mean, it's not just about the money. You really love inspiring the next generation, or at least teaching or imparting knowledge. I would say first thing you have to do is obviously find out how you can take teaching experience to the next level. Like, how are you going to incorporate something that is going to be more engaging or deliver more results for your students, and bring something new, innovative, and obviously invest in yourself, invest in a better laptop, invest in better equipment infrastructure like internet, power, all the stuff, and be willing to always upskill and take your skills to the next level.
Okay, so one last question, Obinna. How much do you charge per session? Or range? Give us a range.
Okay, a range.
Is it per month, per day, per
it's,
session?
It's per hour I charge, and and it's all verifiable on SuperProf. Although now I think I took some time out, but last I was charging was 5,000 per hour.
Naira.
Yes, Naira.
Okay. What about you?
Okay, so
Blessing?
we charge per hour as well.
Okay.
Yeah, we charge per hour. So we have group classes charges and we have individual classes charges.
Okay.
So it depends on the one the parents want to go for.
Okay.
But the least you get is 5,000 naira per hour
Okay. Per child.
per child. Yes.
Okay. I think thank you very much, Ms. Blessing Oreri and Mr. Obinna Ihekona.
Thank you, Zubi.
Thank you very much for your
Thank you very
time
much, Zubi.
and also exposing us. I know that the Nigerian economy is tough on you guys, so your 5K might be up. By the time they increase minimum wage, you guys might also increase your own wage. Nevertheless, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
And that's pretty much today's edition of